Just when it seemed like we were cheering for the unluckiest team in NFL history, the Denver Broncos pulled off something incredible. We've faced a blocked field goal against our biggest rivals and even saw a rare fair catch and free kick, something that hasn't happened in the NFL since 1976. It felt like we couldn't catch a break. But now, the Broncos have caught the most amazing break ever, and this could launch us straight into the playoffs. Sure, some people might say we just got lucky, but you can't ignore what this team has achieved and what they're about to do next. In this video, we'll break it all down. If you're new here, I'm Ben, a die-hard Denver Broncos fan. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. For weeks, we've talked about the Broncos situation. They had 3 games to win, just one. We missed our first 2 chances, but now we have the clearest, easiest shot. If we beat the Kansas City Chiefs, we'll make the playoffs for the first time in nearly a decade. Even if we don't win, there's still a chance to get in with some help from other teams. Russell Wilson has been resting since Christmas Day. He's had an 11-day break to recharge. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are facing a struggling defense and a division rival coached by Mike Tomlin, who will definitely have his team fired up. There's a real chance the Bengals could lose to the Steelers, and the Dolphins might struggle too, especially in bad weather. They're heading to New York to face the Jets, and it might be Aaron Rodgers' last big moment with the team. You know he'll want to finish with a win. Rodgers is one of the most talked about quarterbacks in the NFL right now, so it's easy to imagine both of these scenarios going in favor of the Broncos. If that happens, we could make the playoffs without even needing a win on Sunday. However, winning on Sunday has gone from being something we hoped for to something we must achieve. If we don't, it would raise serious concerns. Here's the crazy part. The Kansas City Chiefs are planning to rest almost all of their star players. Adam Schefter reported today that they'll sit Chris Jones, their best defensive player, as well as a cornerback who's been dealing with injuries. They're also resting Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. So you'd think it should be an easy win, right? But not so fast. Carson Wentz is stepping in. Wentz has proven himself before. Back when he played for the Colts, and even during his time with the Philadelphia Eagles, he showed he's got talent. Let's not forget, he was on track to win the NFL MVP before he tore his ACL, and the Eagles ended up winning the Super Bowl that year without him. Stopping him won't be as easy as it sounds. According to Peter Schrager, who's well connected with the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not just resting Patrick Mahomes. They're also planning to give snaps to Chris Oladokun, a practice squad quarterback. Yes, you heard that right. A backup to the backup quarterback might be playing. If the Denver Broncos can't win against a team using a practice squad quarterback, especially when everything is on the line for us and the Chiefs have nothing to play for, it would be shocking. The Chiefs have made it clear they don't care about this game. We saw Mahomes and Kelce celebrating in Santa costumes after their Christmas Day win, and even Andy Reid was in on the fun, dressed as Santa. Mahomes is busy thinking about welcoming his next baby, and the Chiefs are already looking ahead to the playoffs. In fact, the Chiefs probably don't even want to win this game because they'd rather avoid facing the Bengals in the playoffs. By putting in a practice squad quarterback, they're making it clear they're not trying to win. Now, before anyone says the Broncos are backing into the playoffs, let's set the record straight. We've beaten some great teams this season, including Tampa Bay and the Falcons when they were playing at their best. Most of our losses have been close games, decided by just one score, except for the Ravens game. We're a solid team, and we've earned our shot at the playoffs. Just like the Chiefs aren't apologizing for being 16-1 with some lucky wins, we don't need to apologize for making it either. Remember, even the Chiefs won a game on a blocked field goal, and no one's questioning their success. The Chargers aren't apologizing for making the playoffs after a once-in-a-lifetime moment that hadn't happened since 1976. So, Broncos fans, there's no need to apologize either. Sure, this situation feels a bit fluky, but that's what the NFL is all about. Games are unpredictable. That's why we love watching and playing them. The Broncos have everything to play for, and this win just got a lot easier. Mile High Stadium is going to be electric, especially with the team wearing those throwback uniforms again. The last time we wore them, we beat the Raiders, so the energy will be off the charts. If the Broncos make the playoffs, I might even cry on video because I'm that excited. According to Adam Schefter, who shared this on the Pat McAfee show, the The Chiefs plan to rest more key players. Mahomes won't play, and neither will Isaiah Pacheco, who got injured on Christmas Day. Several other top players will sit out as well. That said, we can't get too relaxed. The Chiefs still have a Super Bowl caliber team, even with some stars on the bench. NFL rules only allow 53 players on the active roster, so the remaining players will still put up a fight. The Broncos need to stay focused and lock in for this game. While it's easier without the Chiefs' biggest stars, we still have a tough battle ahead. But with the playoffs on the line, we know this team can rise to the challenge. We're up against Andy Reid, who's essentially coming off a bye week since the Chiefs haven't played since Christmas Day. Reid is the best coach in NFL history when it comes to preparing after a bye. So, while we can be excited, the Broncos can't let their guard down. Sean Payton knows this. He's already preparing the team, emphasizing that even though the Chiefs will change some players, their game plan and strategy won't change. Payton may have had his struggles with game management, but when it comes to scheming, building team culture, and keeping players focused, he's one of the best. Payton is doing everything to ensure the Broncos don't overlook the Chiefs. From painting Broncos logos on the practice field to hanging up signs that say "Compete Streak," he's keeping the team locked in. This focus has been a hallmark of the Broncos all season. There have been several games this year, like against the Panthers or Colts, that former Broncos teams might have overlooked and lost. But not this team. Sean Payton has instilled a culture of grit and focus, and it's paying off. This week will be no different. Payton will have the team ready, even though they're facing a mix of backups and practice squad players from the Chiefs. The Broncos' determination and grit, led by Payton, will shine through once again. Sean Payton is confident that the Broncos will respond the right way, and that's all you can ask for. The only way the Broncos lose to the Chiefs is if they underestimate their opponent and assume it'll be an easy game because they're playing backups, but that's not happening. Payton won't let it. Sure, Sean Payton might make mistakes, like mishandling timeouts or deciding whether to go for 2 points or kick the extra point. But when it comes to the bigger picture, creating a winning culture, keeping players focused, and getting everyone on the same page, he's got it down. Those are the must-do parts of being a great NFL coach, and Payton nails them. Coaching in the NFL is like juggling a lot of balls. Some you can afford to drop, but others, like building a focused, motivated team, you can't. Payton might not be the best at quick in-game decisions, but he ensures the team is prepared and locked in. Against a weakened Chiefs team, this focus will make all the difference. Even when the Chiefs were at full strength, it took a fluky blocked field goal for them to beat the Broncos earlier this season. Now, with backups playing, it's time for Payton and the Broncos to seize this moment. I believe the Broncos will get their first win against the Chiefs under Payton, and it's going to happen at home. From there, we'll ride the momentum into Buffalo, a team we beat last year, even when Payton wasn't happy with the squad. The odds are in our favor, and it feels like everything is lining up perfectly for the Broncos. Let's take a moment to appreciate how phenomenal Patrick Surtain has been playing. He's shut down every top receiver he's faced, including Jamar Chase, who's arguably the best in the NFL right now. In that game, Chase was held to just 3 catches for 27 yards and no touchdowns. Surtain's performance was absolutely incredible. We also know Riley Moss is due for a big bounce-back game soon, and what better time than now? Looking ahead, the Buffalo Bills might seem like a tough matchup, but they're not as scary as they once were. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year for them, and they lost Stephon Diggs. Their offense isn't as strong as Cincinnati's, and defensively they aren't dominant either. Even with Von Miller on their defense, our offensive line, led by Garrett Bowles, can handle him. So, the matchup against Buffalo feels more manageable, and I'm feeling incredibly excited about what's ahead. The Broncos are on track to make the playoffs, and it's going to be an amazing moment for all of us who stuck by this team. The future is looking bright, and that's something we can all believe in.